Senator Thom Tillis, who serves on the Judiciary, Banking, and Armed Services Committees. Senator, thank you. I want to get your take on the breaking news that the FBI, we've now confirmed that they did go into the Penn Biden Center and look for these documents after November 2nd, and the White House never disclosed this. It kind of makes you think, what else are we not being told in this thing?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the White House spokesperson has been saying we've been clear and we've been transparent. This is a clear example where that's not the case. You know, I think that the investigation on all the classified documents that were found out of a classified setting are fair game, and the independent counsels tasked with that should be able to have access to it. But I also want to raise another point. It is absolutely appropriate for Marco Rubio and Mark Warner, a Democrat, who have been requesting access to these documents for some time. There are two types of classified documents. One that's classified that does not necessarily disclose methods, the identities of agents that we may have abroad, and there are ones that do. And anyone, whether it's one document and 1,000 are innocuous, that matters, and we need to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I want to move on now, if I can, to the government, because clearly people, they have some concerns about the government. The old saying was, it's the economy, stupid. Now it appears to be the government. Your thoughts on this poll?
Well, I think the American people are right. There's frustration up here. I mean, my goodness, we may have 3 votes this week in the U.S. Senate. We're moving slowly. American people expect us to lead. American people expect us to take on tough challenges that may put even some of our base supporters out of their comfort zone. But we need to move along and address a lot of problems. First among them is the crisis at the border, but so many others. And Chuck Schumer hasn't demonstrated any interest in getting anything done in the first month of Congress.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because I want to put this poll up again. If you look at the number 3 position there, it's immigration. And I was surprised by this because immigration from November to December 2022, January 23, we're talking about 2.5 months. It goes from 8%, Senator, to 11%. That's about a 40% increase in just a couple of months. And it's kind of an indication that's when the rest of the media started covering the immigration crisis down on the border. And America's like, oh, is there a problem down at the border? And now they realize, yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got to do a better job of communicating the disastrous conditions at the border. I was just down there 2 weeks ago. I just met with DEA this morning, the Drug Enforcement Agency. They are experiencing record seizures of fentanyl, and we know we only capture far less than half of all that's coming into the country. We have a drug crisis at the border. We have unprotected borders that have to be sealed. We have abuse of our asylum system, and I think that the confidence in government and immigration are linked, because people are saying, you know, it's a problem and you're not doing anything about it.
Yeah, and I went back and I was starting this thing by saying, you know, the old saying was, it's the economy, stupid. And now the same Gallup poll, Senator, shows that, you know, that confidence in the economy is as low now as it was, almost as low as it was back in 2009, right in the middle of the Great Recession. And you think, you know, despite the victory dance being done every day by the administration, how good the economy is, people are concerned about the economy, and this inflation stuff is killing them.
I think the dance band is the administration is the dance band on the Titanic. They know that we're on thin ice, that this economy is fragile. And the last thing we need to do is what they've already done, is flood the economy with U.S. dollars that can't even be paid for. It's adding to our national debt. The American people are smart enough, and the wisdom of the electorate is smart enough to know that there are unresolved problems. There are bad decisions that were made in this administration that we need to fix, and they're going to expect a result. If they don't, then they're going to get much worse than they already anticipate in terms of an economy in the second half of this year.
Yeah. North Carolina GOP Senator Thom Tillis, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Trace.